Hello to my fellow history enthusiasts. Today we're going to talk about the French and Indian War, which is an area I want to learn more about. But here's the first question, pretty straightforward. What most American colonists fought for which country during the French and Indian War, Britain or France? And the answer is, not surprisingly, it's British because they consider themselves British subjects. So what are they fighting for? So the French and Indian War was sort of like two kids in a schoolyard eyeing up the same cookie. And that cookie was the Ohio River Valley. So it was incredibly rich with hunting and other possibilities. And it was mostly controlled by the French. And what I found interesting is they decide to the British send George Washington to basically kind of knock on the door of the French and say, hey, you guys, why don't you get out? To which the French, spoiler alert, say no. And one of the reasons they send George Washington is because the French, in this very cool book, are putting out these little plaques, these metal plaques, and the metal plaques are there to show the land is theirs. So what happens next? Well, they say no to George Washington's polite request to leave the Ohio Valley, and he comes back with troops. And in a place called Jumonville Glen, there is the first exchange of fire, and a French officer is killed. And this actually creates an international incident, you could say, and starts the war. But it wasn't just the death of this French officer that started the war. It was already, tensions were incredibly high. So that's our first look at the French and Indian War. We are going to look at it a little more during this coming week. Thanks for letting me share. I'll see you soon.